Hey, what's going on? Sorry, I got cut off because my phone is acting like a retard, saying it's full, and it very well may get cut off again. So I was saying like Arizona. So I got pulled over. I don't know if you guys all watched my videos. If not, I talked about it in one of my digging videos. What happened was I kind of threw up a quick prayer to the karma of the universe and asked for something to distract the cop or whatever. I have good juju, good karma. Like, don't let it end with me losing all my shit and everything. And some motherfucker crashed into a telephone pole right there. He's got out and started cursing at the pole and trying to fight the pole. Like, I shit you not. And so the cop came over and handed me my shit, my ID, and my paper. He goes, "You're lucky day." He fucking hopped in and drove over there, and I got the fuck out. But again, my point, like I said, is, you don't want to be caught with the tags of another vehicle on your vehicle. It's a felony offense. He's 100% right. 100% right. Since I got you on here and I had to do a clip, I was trying to think of something that I can talk about that is going on that's not too intense. Because I don't want to go into Biden and Trump and the fucking elections and shit. That's just too stressful. You know what I'm saying? We all need a little bit of a change, perhaps. I'm trying to think of something that I know that, I know. I can, yeah, all right. Okay. So I've done some squatting in my day. And by squatting, I mean empty structures, abandoned houses, yada, yada, yada. Never someone's fucking house. Not a fucking thief. I was a squatter. This is years I was on foot, by the way. Years I was on foot before I fucking decided I got tired of it because I couldn't hitchhike no more. So in essence, you guys drove me to a car. How many of you picked up hitchhikers? Gotcha, right? So that's why I had to start driving, is I couldn't hitchhike no more. And that's legit. I'm not kidding. My little brother and I, dude, he fucking got off the road because it got so frustrating. You're trying to go 100 miles and it would literally take you like 5 or 6 days to get there hitchhiking. It was fucking bullshit. Everybody's all scared and shit. Now I can only imagine with the COVID and crap, you'd have to try to hitchhike with a mask on and shit, dude, So squatting. So, a couple things to look for and to remember. One is, again, I don't condone doing illegal activity. I don't encourage one to do illegal activity. This is strictly on a basis of need to survive, shelter from the elements type stuff like that. These are just a few ways to observe so you can hopefully not have an interaction with another human. Although I have come across other squatters. It's kind of funny when you come across someone else who's just squatting and you're like, oh, you're just like me. Come on in. Blah, blah, blah. It's actually quite wild. Anyway, unless they're like drunk, nasty squatters. And then you're like, ugh. Like I squatted out in the middle of nowhere, like in fucking empty cabins and shit. Like a couple times in the city in foreclosed homes. A lot of the time I just slept on the porch. If they had a good overhang on the porch and the porch was there and it was out of the wind and out of the storms or whatever, I would just sleep on the porch. 90% of the time I never entered the home. Just because it's at a respect factor, but more so because, I know the laws and it's still at least trespassing. And in some states, even an empty house can warrant a felony for, entering in there. It's kind of difficult, and you got to remember the new definition of burglary. Burglary used to stand for, one second. Ooh, that's some good kush. Remember, burglary used to indicate to breaking into someone's house in general. Like when you broke into someone's house, that was burglary. You used to actually be, I remember the years, but the law used to state that if you committed any kind of like breaking and entering during the day, then it wasn't burglary, it was something else, but I don't remember exactly. But burglary then became entering a house at night, then it became entering a house or dwelling structure. Now burglary, since they've with the laws, you know how they are with those. Now burglary is defined as entering a house, structure, or conveyance with the intent to commit a felony. Felony very well could be drug possession, breaking into the house to steal shit, which turns it into a felony. So you get burglary and the felony you committed. So like if you broke in and stole, you would have like, breaking and entering, theft, blah, 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 and then burglary on top of all that stuff too, because that is burglary now. So that being said, keep in mind, breaking into someone's home it can be a felony. So if you need to seek shelter, I really encourage just a porch. Look for foreclosed homes. Don't ever sleep on someone's porch, even like in a resort, which I kind of have. But I'm a pro. Difference. So this is for like the beginning and intermediate squatters. So these are just some basic ideas. One, look for obvious signs of no one being there, not being inhabited, like such as high lawns. Is the grass fucking 10 foot deep? There's probably no one there. You got paths going in and out of the grass? No? Well, then there's probably no one there. Is the house super dilapidated? Is there boarded up windows and shit like that? That kind of stuff you want to avoid because those are usually like nasty or cracked houses. Okay? Is it got a for sale sign on it? If so, how old is the for sale sign? Now that we have the internet, one surefire way to see how often and how chances are if like a realtor is going to show up in the morning or a gardener or some shit is to get online and look at the listing. And you'll see how long the listing's been on there. The longer the listing's been on there, the less interest and appeal the fucking listing has to people. And chances, if it's overgrown and looking like that, chances are the real estate agent is not going to be there tomorrow morning. Always wake up early and leave with the sun. Remember, in and out, ninja. Don't be seen. If you can help it, going in and out of your squat, do not be seen. It is a bad idea to be seen because then the police get involved and boom, you're gonna go to jail. Even if you fucking go to jail with a misdemeanor, most places, if you get caught squatting inside of the home, you're gonna go. If you're on the porch, they'll just usually run you off. They won't give you a ticket or nothing. So that's another plus, if you pass their little warrant check and shit. So I encourage you not to enter a home. However, if you must, make sure no one's home, because if you break into a house or enter a home, structure, conveyance that someone lives in or is inhabited, in Florida, that's called burglary of an occupied dwelling. And that is a felony and carries a mandatory minimum. In California, that is burglary of an occupied dwelling or robbery of an occupied dwelling, XXXYYY. It is also a felony. It's considered a violent felony in the state of California and will get you a strike. So keep that in mind. Therefore, make sure there's nobody home. Make sure there's no chance of anybody coming there if you can. And some signs are, again, like poor kept lawns, poor kept trees. You see a bunch of fruit on the ground, shit like that. Does it just look empty? Does it look like someone's going to be there tomorrow? If the grass is mowed and the bushes are fucking trimmed up and everything's looking all tidy, of fucking course someone could be there tomorrow. Obviously, someone's taking care of that place because it's on the market, or the homeowner is away and they have someone taking care of it. A lot of places you come across are just owned. No one's there. They're just empty. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you could get trailer parks. But I have been woken up before because people saw me coming in. I have been busted. Never really went to jail for it except for one time just recently in 2015 in Sarasota, Florida. And I ended up getting charged with the misdemeanor, and it was no big deal. I did do fucking like almost 60 days in jail. It really sucked. But I didn't go into the man's home. I was just on the back porch of his beach house that had overgrown shit. The problem was the neighbor fucking saw me coming in and out, called the owner. That's why I got caught. I wasn't obeying the rules to the T of not being seen in or around the squat. Also, I stayed there for 3 fucking months. So, that being said, I guess it was just a matter of time before I got caught. But I'll tell you, it was right on the Gulf of Mexico on Minnesota Key. Beautiful fucking spot, dude. I had a hammock and fucking screens. The fans were going inside there already. I didn't, and no, I didn't use any electricity, none at all. Not at all. But it was awesome. I went out and collected a bunch of shark's teeth, dude. I met up with babes. I banged babes. Sorry. Well, you get the picture. I had a great time. Did some fishing, did some bodyboarding, because there are some waves out there. Not usually ever, but they do exist. Did a lot of shark's teeth collecting. Got a shit ton of shark's teeth. Anyways, I digress. to go on with the squatting thing, you're looking for signs. And if it's dark, that's always a bad time to squat. You want to kind of spy a squat in the daytime and eyeball it. Maybe even like if you're backpacking or something, you can always sit down across the street from the potential squat, sit down, roll a cigarette if you smoke, use that as a pretext to take a break, smoke a cigarette, eyeball the house, keep walking on. Remember that place, go hide somewhere till dark, move in, take over the squat, bam, get out early and you're on your way. Some places where there's no one around, if you're able to just like stop, slow down and look around and there's no one coming down the road, there's no houses and it's obviously an abandoned house, bolt for the fucking nearest cover. Fuck it. If it's storming on you, bolt for the nearest cover. Go stay dry. People just don't understand what it can be like to be stuck out in those situations. And the people that do are, a lot of my viewers, you may or may not agree with it. And again, I never did take anything. I never do take anything. I was never into it for stealing stuff. I'm not a thief. You know what I mean? And if I ever squatted in your place, then you'd know it because nothing was missing. And chances are you wouldn't even know I was there. Because I slept on your porch and in the morning I gathered all my shit up, took a peep outside, dude, and gone. We're talking break of fucking dawn, baby. 5 a.m., dude. Gone down the street, coffee, on the interstate, fucking hitchhiking to the next place, dude. My whole spot's cleaned up. I never left garbage, never left trash. Leave no trace. That's a good squatter's moral. Bad squatters leave trace.